All right, we're on to day 3. Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about the Manipura Chakra, which is the solar plexus. In between the navel and the solar plexus is that energy center. So the Manipura Chakra, where the second chakra is all about sensuality and experiencing through the senses and pleasures. This chakra is about understanding your sense of who you are. It can be the ego, but also gaining a sense of who you really are outside of the masks that you wear and the layers that we put on. So when we practice, this is a great opportunity to go inward and to connect from this area to our deep sense of who we really are, who we are becoming through our yoga practice. And so this is a powerful way to start your meditation, which we're going to do today. So sit with your legs crossed, sit up tall, and close your eyes. And consciously drop all the layers of the self. So all the different hats that you wear throughout the day, through your job, how you relate to your friends and family. And feel as you go right into your center, very deeply, what you're cultivating through your yoga practice. A stronger sense of who you really are. And then just breathe into that area and let it expand. So as we're learning throughout this series, just by drawing breath into areas of our body, we might start to experience unknown holding patterns, tension, dysfunction, and just by breathing into those areas, we're allowing transformation to happen. Then gently open your eyes, but keep your gaze soft as you interlock your fingers in front of you, turn your palms inside out, and raise your arms up. Okay, so we're going to focus on the structure of this chakra by being able to stabilize and create space through all 4 sides of the waist. So visualize from your front hip bones to your front bottom ribs, those are 2 sides. And then from the back of the pelvis into your back bottom ribs, those are 2 sides. 4 sides of your waist. Keep all 4 sides of the waist tall as you stretch your arms. So that as you breathe in, you can breathe into the whole circumference of the bottom of the rib cage waist. Bring your arms back down. Change the interlock of your hands and raise your arms up. Normally when the arms go up, the lower back wants to bite into the kidney band and contract there. Instead, we're working on keeping the space so that breath can move into there better. And when we can breathe better into those areas, we know that we are able to process all these different things that get stuck in the body. Ideas of who we pretend to be get stuck and held in that part of our body. So when you're able to move in different directions and breathe more freely into those areas, that has an effect. Bring your arms back down and twist to your right. Put your left hand to the outside of your knee, right fingertips behind you. Twist to your left. Come back to center. Then sit flat on the floor for this one if you're seated on a block. Put your fingertips off to the side. Roll your outer side chest up without losing the length in the back waist. Then raise your left arm up, externally rotate, and start to crawl your right fingers over to the right. At the same time, let your left outer butt drop towards the floor. And now breathe space into the side of your waist. Come back up. Good. Drop your left fingertips, raise your right arm, externally rotate, and start to walk your hand over to the side, reach over, and let your right butt anchor down as you breathe space. Now we can use what we learned from Swadhisthana. We can use the Uddiyana Bandha, the drawing up energy through the spine, to help to make sure that we're not just crushing onto the waist, but we're creating more space through the breath. The rooting of the pelvis helps to activate Swadhisthana and Uddiyana Bandha. Come back up. Good. Okay, then take child's pose. So Manipura, that's the jeweled city, Manipura Chakra. Downward facing dog, stretch back. Uttanasana, walk your feet forward and fold forward. Bring your hands onto your hips and come all the way up to stand. Release your arms at your side. Stand tall in mountain. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back and lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or float lightly up to the front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or float up to the front. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, the hands to your heart. Then release your arms to your side. So feel your pelvis upright, and then let your chest start to open without pushing forward to that area. So let the front ribs soften back in and down. But then at the same time, stand tall and expand into your body. So this is where your internal power to choose comes from. So we can choose love, light, moving towards health and happiness, or we can choose the opposite, and that's all up to us. So when we connect into this area, we feel more our internal power, that we have that choice. It's all associated with the third chakra. Inhale into chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot for warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Then hold in your down dog. So when we get stressed out, when we're experiencing anxiety, stress, tension, we tend to shrink in the body and we don't feel as connected to our internal power. So that's one of the reasons why just practicing asana and meditation is so powerful, because they help to free us from the weight of all the stress and the tension so that we can expand into ourselves and make decisions that are healthy decisions. Look in between your hands, step or float lightly up to the front of your mat. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back. Exhale, stand, Samasthiti. One more, inhale into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back to dog or take a vinyasa. Step your right foot, warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot, Vira one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog. Breathe, reconnect to your breath. Expand into your dog. Bend knees, look forward. Step or float lightly up to the front. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend knees, sit back. Come all the way up to stand. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Bring your right heel up the inseam of your left leg, all the way up towards your groin, then join your palms together. Keep your front hip bones pointing straight ahead, then start to open your right knee further to the right. Raise your arms up. As your arms go up, make sure you keep all four sides of your waist tall. The higher and the further back the arms go, the more the lower back wants to sink on itself. Keep the lower back tall so that you're expanding into yourself instead of contracting to stretch your body. Bring your arms back down, leg back down, and change sides. Bring your left heel up the inseam of your right leg, all the way up towards the groin. Join your palms together. Then once you're steady, raise your arms up. Bring your arms back down, lower your leg back down. Stand tall in mountain. Then turn to your right and separate your legs wide apart for standing poses. Spread your arms. Turn the left leg in slightly. Turn the right leg all the way out. Now bring your hands onto your waist. And I want you to feel that all 4 sides of the waist stay long as you start to tip out into triangle pose. Now what will happen is as you're tipping out, the right side will want to shrink and the left side will get longer. Keep the right side of the waist just as long as you go to put your hand down onto your block or your shin or whatever you like to put your hand onto. If you lost the length in the right side waist to get the hand down, find it again, then take the left arm up, complete the pose. Open evenly into your feet. Then let's reincorporate what we've learned from the lower chakras, so we don't forget the lessons we learned. Open the pelvic floor to the back inner ankle. From the sacral navel, sacrum navel, draw up. And as you root through the feet, feel all 4 sides of the waist equal in length, growing longer. Breathe into your center. And then from your center, this is what Iyengar calls dynamic expansion. Now that you have that equal length, you have the symmetry, from your center, expand through your whole body. Like you could reach to your arms through your center and reach to your legs from your center. And then come back up. Kind of cool. Turn your feet to the other side. Bring your hands onto your waist. And then start to tip from your pelvis, keeping all 4 sides of your waist long. Place your hand down, block or floor, whatever you like. But once you get your hand down, notice if you shrank the left side waist at all, make it longer again. Good. Then pelvic floor, lower belly lift, all 4 sides of the waist. And then as you reach the right arm up, feel that you're reaching it from your center. You're expanding, you're growing the legs from your center there. Reach down into your feet and inhale, come back up from here. Turn your feet to the other side. And this time, keeping the length on all 4 sides of your waist without touching your waist, bend your right knee and put your hand down. Take your left arm all the way over. Inhale, come back up. Turn the feet for the other side. Bend your left knee and place your left hand down. Take your right arm all the way over. Inhale, come back up, keeping the waist long as you come up, strong to your core. Turn your left toes in and fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold even deeper. Good, then one more time, inhale, flat back. And as you exhale, come all the way up to stand. And then turn your left foot out, step up to the top of your mat, and fold forward, Uttanasana. Step back into downward dog. Then we're gonna take child's pose, but ideally with a bolster right up against your belly. If you don't have a bolster, then you can use a folded up blanket, a pillow, whatever you got. But set your knees down, take your knees wide enough for your ribs to fit in between, and then the bolster is going to go right up against your belly as you fold forward. Good, so feel that area of your belly start to soften back so that the lower back can open. Let your head turn to one side. And then turn your head to the other side. Then come up onto your hands and your knees. So one of the things that we'd say is like a manifestation of ego is if you're thrusting forward from the bottom of your rib cage. So we want to keep the pose humble by staying connected into our center. So now let's come into low lunge. Step your right foot up to your right thumb. And then if possible, reach back with your right hand for your left foot or ankle. If it's too much to reach back for the foot, then you can just put your hands up on blocks and stay in the low lunge. But as you're opening up here, make sure that you're not pushing from the bottom of your rib cage. Lengthen and open up the chest, but soften right where that blanket or bolster or pillow was. Release that and change sides. So as you're stretching and lifting through the front of your pelvis and opening up your chest, just notice the tendency to push from that area of the body. Instead, soften there as you roll the shoulders back. Good job. Release that and stretch back to downward dog. Then look in between your hands and hop through to seated. Lie down onto your back. Bring your heels close to your buttock. Lift your, press your heels down, lift your hips up and take your arms to your side like robot arms. Now start to roll the outer shoulders down into the floor, but as you do that, make sure that you're not pushing from the bottom of the rib cage to do it. Roll those shoulder heads down, spread across the collarbones, keep your knees pointing straight ahead. Slowly lower your hips back down. So this is something that we worked a bunch on Series 2 movement video. Series 2, episode 3, I think? Okay. So shoulder heads down, and already just to press the shoulder heads into the floor, you might feel your ribs want to pop up. So see as you're reaching the shoulder heads down, that this area of the body stays calm and humble, so that you're connected into your center. Then slowly start to lift your hips up, nice and slow, controlled. And feel those shoulder heads descend without pushing from there, from the ribs. Good. Now last part, stretch the arms all the way straight out along the floor and let those arm bones descend. Good, and then lower your hips back down. We're going to do that last pose, except we're going to add a stretch. So lift your hips up again, and then slide a block underneath your sacrum. And start to stretch your left leg out along the floor. But stay connected into your center. Without your hips twisting, stretch that leg out. And then bring your right knee towards your chest, and if possible, bring your hand or hands towards the knee, as long as you can stay steady onto the block. Then set your right foot down, bend your left knee, put your left foot down, and change legs. Start to slide the right leg out, and then bend your left knee towards your chest. And if possible, bring your hands to hold that leg. Then set your left foot down onto the floor. bend your right knee, lift your hips up, move the block to the side, lower your hips down. Then open up the arms to the side like cactus arms. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then slowly let your legs start to fall over to the left. Oh, I forgot we're not in group class. You can stretch the arms straight out instead of doing cactus arms. You get the room. Then bring your legs back to center. Change the cross of your legs. And let them fall over to the right. Come back to center and stretch your legs out. Shavasana, corpse pose. So hopefully this focus on the center and not pushing from ego and connecting into ourselves was helping you to find balance and a sense of harmony from our center of willpower. So we'll shift the breath now into the center there, feeling the even spread across the diaphragm. All four sides of the rib cage opening as you breathe in. So part of the mental constructs or beneficial ideas for harmonizing and balancing for the willpower are an attitude of self-love, acceptance, and a willingness to express ourselves from this internal power. The element associated with the Manipura Chakra is fire. So often fire is considered a purifying, detoxifying force. So with the fire we can burn out old concepts, old ideas about the self that are no longer serving us. The color associated with this chakra is yellow. And the physical association is the digestive system, liver, gallbladder, adrenals, and the pancreas. So too much fire, we burn out our adrenals. Doing too much. So we learn to find balance through the yoga practice. Visualize as you breathe in, all four sides of your ribcage expanding. And visualize yellow healing light. Then start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Gently bend your knees and roll over to the right side. Press up to seated. Bring your palms together. Thank you. Namaste. All right, thanks for practicing with us today. Hope you enjoyed day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow.